Hi, this is your Mortgage Rate Watch for Thursday, September the 23rd. We just want to point out to the economic calendar, not too much news that's going to impact rates. What we are seeing from Wall Street is a bit of what we call profit taking from the bonds. And just in a quick story short, for homeowners out there, what that means is whenever the bonds do sell off and they do profit take, then unfortunately that puts pressure on interest rates to move slightly higher. This is not a jump in interest rates, but again, it's making a difference, what we pointed out, between having a loan with no closing cost, a no loan origination fee, or just paying the full boat. And that could make a difference of interest rate being 4.375 and having three different scenarios on how you get that interest rate. APR, of course, is going to be determined by how your loan is structured. So we just want to point that out there. This again, just comes down to timing. Nothing to be worried about. What we are going to reflect on is what happened on Tuesday with the Federal Reserve announcement. That is definitely going to impact what we're going to see coming up on November. If you go back in history and go back to where we covered stories before on the Federal Reserve announcements, you go back to twice when the Federal Reserve announced in 2009 that they were going to back in the quantitative easing to control deflation by purchasing bonds. And when they did that, we definitely saw interest rates move lower and stayed and remained for the entire year because they announced it twice. Now, the difference, they're throwing out, instead of doing it in two different action steps, in November, their speculation is they're going to announce $1 trillion, a whopping $1 trillion, to support quantitative easing, which we mentioned in yesterday's post, of the entire market. Again, that's going to stabilize interest rates and probably keep us in that range, maybe for the first quarter, maybe moving into the second quarter, but after that, all bets are off. So, I guess we want to put out there that it's all based on timing. It's a limited time introductory offer, if you want to think of it in relative terms to today's advertising world. Second piece, this is a very big piece to consider for any homeowner out there to fight for the value of your home. The Representative Brad Sherman, Democrat, had introduced a bill to keep the larger loan limits in place. And what we mean by that is right now for King County, $417,000 in Washington State is your high loan limit for conforming loan. After that, you then enter what we call a jumbo loan. But this jumbo loan is not full-fledged jumbo of what we know in the past of 3 years ago. This jumbo loan is what they call agency jumbo loan limit, and it goes from $417,001 up to a maximum of $567,500. Why is this crucial? The reason why is if you take a $600,000 house today, which we definitely still have those in King County and higher, you put 20% down, and this agency jumbo loan limit's gone, all of a sudden you're looking at interest rates that are about anywhere from a half, 3/4, some lenders are 1% higher than the current conforming loan amount. And what that will do is it'll stunt the market. And what we mean by that is you take this whole layer of financing available to these higher end homes, and all of a sudden what happens? Real estate values fall. You may be thinking, oh, this doesn't affect me because my house isn't that high in value. Unfortunately, it affects everyone across the board. Anytime we have a ramification like this that all of a sudden impacts the availability of financing for higher end homes, it goes all the way down to the guy on the bottom of the totem pole. So, if you want to have a true way to fight for the value of your home, fight for the economy, fight for our local resilience, for our economy to come back, then there's two things that you can do as a homeowner today. You can write in to your congressman, which is congressman and your House of Representatives, so Patty Murray and Christine Gregoire, so our governor, our congressman. And then, the key thing here is to make sure we point out to them, we want to ensure that you're supporting a bill like this to turn the higher loan limits, the agency loan limits, into a permanent loan. That way they don't take this away, and at least government is starting to think about some of these things that could impact real estate. But if the whole economy, one of the things that they're looking at is to have housing stabilize and regain and unemployment to lower, well, if they're looking at that to turn the U.S. economy around, then this is your opportunity to have a voice as a homeowner. You really haven't had a voice, any opportunities to shout and scream to the top of the world, to the United States government, say, hey, listen to us, listen to the homeowners out there. This is the opportunity to take action. We're going to cover more on this and bring you another story tomorrow or in the days to come, but we want to make sure we put this out. In this blog, the links below, you're going to see two links to definitely contact the right people in Congress and the representatives and even the governor just to say, this is my voice as a homeowner. We want you to support us and fight for this bill. Definitely take action. This is a real call to action for you as a homeowner to fight for your value. Make sure to follow us on our Twitter page, because definitely we're bringing breaking news that a lot of times we can't bring videos on, and just a quick update. So make sure to follow us on Twitter /mortgagereal.com. We'll talk to you tomorrow.